Hello everyone, Travis here, and welcome back to another Roller Coaster Tycoon Seasons episode here on SimFox. This is a 5-way collaboration with some of my featured cohorts and friends from the community. Of course, Charjallz, CoasterCrazy, CoasterGuy1209, AnxiousJ, and myself. So, if you haven't been following this series, there's probably several episodes that you haven't seen before this, as this is part 10. So if you haven't watched since my last episode, then you've got some catching up to do. But of course, as always, the playlist for this series will be in the description below, along with links to all of their channels. Anyway, you probably noticed the new intro in the beginning of this video, and of course the SimFox watermark thing in the lower right corner of your screen. Those are all kind of things to move into my third year on YouTube. Basically, as of I think either today or maybe yesterday or a couple of days ago. I can't remember the exact date at this point because those videos don't exist anymore, but it has been exactly 2 years since I posted my very first Disney Village, I guess, episode. And so I know a lot of people like to celebrate subscriber milestones and all that stuff, and I do as well, but I think that anniversaries are just as important. So every year I like to do kind of a refresh or an update for you all on the channel to keep things new and original, and keep you guys engaged in my content, hopefully for another year or more. Anyway, as of this moment in time, I have 671 subscribers. That is down from 672, like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, so clearly someone has left me, but that's okay. And I am just slightly over 100,000 views overall. It's more than that, actually, because that doesn't include the original Disney Village views. For some reason, YouTube removes the views of deleted content from your overall total views, which is kind of annoying because those are views that I did get, and it still calculates them for monetary purposes, so I don't know why it wouldn't count towards your overall view count. But anyway, so with the views that I had from that series as well, I'm probably at maybe like 120,000 views. And of course, I owe that all to you all, and I thank you so much for supporting my content and my channel and being interested in the things that I have to offer here in the world of, I guess, the internet and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 and Planet Coaster and whatever else I decide to put out for you all. So speaking of which, kind of a new direction I'll be going in for the next year, or at least for the time being. I'm as many of you may know, I do have a vlog channel currently, but I'm actually dismantling that at the moment, and all of the roller coaster related vlogs that are on that channel will be coming over here. So I apologize for those of you who don't really like the vlogs, but for those of you who do, now you no longer have to go to two places to see them. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, hopefully you will get interested in those as well. You'll get to see exactly what I look like, you know, my old ugly mug and everything, and get to know me a little bit more as a person instead of just a content creator. But alright, let's talk about what's going on the screen and what to possibly expect from the remainder of this episode. I don't put in a whole lot as far as rides and stuff go. I do put in, I believe, a custom flat ride at some point, and then for the most part it's just putting in buildings and details around the park. When I opened this file after having not seen it in, you know, quite some time, I noticed that a lot of stuff has been done since the last time I looked at it, which is you know, understandable because obviously there are 5 of us working on it. But I sat down to try to work on something, and I just couldn't really get inspired. Oh, here we go. This is the flat ride I was telling you about. This is the only ride, I believe, for this episode. But anyway, I sat down to try to get inspired, to figure out what I wanted to add in and everything. And I just couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't come up with something solid. We already have a lot of roller coasters in this park, and I thought about adding on to one of the ones that are currently under construction, because there are a few, or at least a couple anyhow. And but again, I lacked inspiration as far as those were concerned as well. So what I ultimately decided we needed, what we need in general in this park, is more flat rides, more non-roller coaster rides. And so that's what I got started with for the most part. I added that restaurant over there that you saw a few minutes ago, and after this I will add a few more buildings, I believe. But pretty much beyond the rides and stuff in this game, detailing is my favorite thing to do, and especially as I get better and better at it, you know, it's something I enjoy more and more. And so, and a lot of people don't like that stuff, or that part of the game, or they have a hard time with scenery and theming and that kind of thing. And so I don't mind that being left to me, if you know, if the other guys want to focus more on the rides themselves. But of course, we'll see how that goes, and you know, what they decide to do when it's their turn and everything. And there's a lot left, a lot of space left in this park, so I'm guessing that this series will be around for at least another couple of months anyhow. Speaking of series, I have the Mega Park, obviously, that's been an ongoing project for me. That will be making sort of a comeback in the coming days, because as I mentioned in the last update video for that, I'm making some changes to the overall layout of the park in regards to terrain and you know, different natural elements in it. That park isn't really necessarily realistic, but I'm wanting it to go more in that direction. So I'm going to be rebuilding some things and you know, doing kind of a major sort of facelift on the overall layout and design of that park. Let's see, what else do I have? Of course, SimCorp, which I haven't worked on in a really long time, will be coming out sometime in the next couple of weeks as well. I'd like to put out an episode of that for you all to remind everyone of where we're at with that park. The biggest thing about that project is it's very, very highly detailed, and it takes a different set of skills because of the theme and everything. So I kind of have to take that one in low doses. I don't want to force anything with it. So, you know, I do log in to that park every once in a while to see if anything inspirational comes to me. And so far, not a whole lot has happened there. But every time I log in, I'm actually greatly impressed with the state of the park right now. Everything that I've added so far in that park, I think, is beautiful. It's unique. It fits the theme really well, and and I'm really hoping that that can be something special when it is complete. Right now, I'm putting in these sort of path coverings on these diagonals. We don't have any diagonal paths in this game that I know of, which is fine. So what I did is I covered this bridge with diagonal scenery to make it look as though that path is, you know, not a jagged sort of path, but is, you know, more of a normal diagonal path going through there. And I do like the way that that turned out. It's not a style of bridge that I've ever done before, but this area of the park being in the spring area, I didn't know exactly what kind of bridge coverings would look best. I know that the spring area needs to be pretty and flowery and that kind of stuff, but I wanted to break that up a little bit with those bridges. To me, these kind of look like they're maybe like a western or mine theme, which I know doesn't really fit in very well, but I think having some wooden textures mixed in with the vegetation and stuff will really enhance the spring theme, you know, more than anything. So that was kind of my thought process on that, as you saw, and I like the way those bridges turned out. I suppose I could have just gone in and added the diagonal paths, but I was too lazy to mess with all that, and as you can see, it ended up working out. But with that, it looks like I am at the end of the video here. I only have a few seconds left. So I want to thank you all for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what you see. Leave a comment down below giving feedback or just saying hello if you want. Subscribe if you haven't already. And with that said, you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, etc. wherever you are in the world. And I will see you all next time.